Anytime we talk about foldable phones, one of the first thing that comes up from people who don't want one or maybe don't have one is the price. These things are generally very, very expensive. Even the less expensive ones, like the OnePlus Open, are still $1,600. Of course, you can get some money off of them, but still, they're well over $1,000, right? They're extremely expensive. That is why, of course, as these OEMs develop these folding phones, one of the biggest things they're targeting is to get the price down. Now, don't get me wrong, they're still going to have the super premium. They're still going to have their extremely high priced devices, but they also need lower end versions of these devices to get people kind of in the door, to show them that, hey, maybe I do actually have a use for a folding phone. Maybe I can trust this technology. And then next cycle, I'm going to go big and buy the super premium device. That is what a lower entry level version of this would hopefully do. And it would also just be something that some people that maybe don't have the money to spend over $1,000, they don't have the desire to spend over $1,000 on a folding phone, a smartphone, that's something that they could purchase. Of course, these OEMs are targeting these lower prices. However, this morning we have a tweet from Revegnis Tech Reeve, and they tweeted something that I have to admit, when I first read this, I thought, you're out of your mind. They say Samsung has set the target price for the mid-range foldable at $400 to $500. And yes, they say this is a very aggressive goal. That is the understatement of the day. That is an incredibly aggressive goal. Can you imagine Samsung releasing a foldable phone for $449, something like that? That would be absolutely mind-boggling. And again, when I looked at this, my first thought was, this absolutely cannot be true. Now, I know that Tech Revegnis, they occasionally do get some of these things correct. I don't know how often they have their own source. I don't know enough about this person. I'm not going to speak to where they're getting their information from. All right, so all I can say is they've gotten some things right in the past. So we can look at this and we can say, well, maybe there is something to this. And of course, other publications are taking this tweet and running with it as well. So all that being said, take this with a pinch of salt, but let me show you something very quickly, which might make this sound a little bit less crazy than you might otherwise think. Because again, to me, it sounded insane, but I started looking around and seeing where some other foldable phones had gotten to in terms of their price. And now, I don't know that I think it's that crazy anymore. Let's go to Amazon. The Moto Razr 2023. This is their sort of lower end Moto Razr. Regular price is $699. Guys, right now, it's $499. Motorola's already done this. They've already achieved this price with a modern foldable device. Now, granted, this thing is not set to compete directly with the Z Flip 5, but it's half the price. So that's definitely worth something, right? And of course, you can get a Z Flip 4 renewed for $359, list price $529. You can get these things relatively inexpensive. And if you think about the fact that Motorola is selling a brand new folding phone, a flip phone, for $499 right now, suddenly this seems like it might be more reasonable than I was thinking. So this is what I want to know. For those of you that have been holding out on folding phones, if Samsung did release a $449, $499 Z Flip A series or something like that, would you, or maybe Z Flip FE, maybe they could do something like that, would that be something you would be interested in? A way to sort of, like I said, dip your toes in and see, okay, I've owned this FE version folding phone, flipping phone for a year, and it's been totally fine. Maybe I'll go ahead and finance that Z Fold 6 or whatever it might be. Does that make sense to you? I'd love to know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Again, like I said earlier, this is not a super firm report. This is very, very early days, I would imagine, and this is very much subject to change. It's just something right now you should just be sort of considering. Samsung may indeed try to do something like what Motorola has just done. So pinch of salt with it. Talk about it in the comments, guys. Subscribe for more content just like this. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.